Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So as I was getting ready to do a nice video for you all, I got asked this wonderful question: what keeps me motivated? And I'll just answer this as naturally as possible, as I always do. You see, I've always been myself. I've always loved being myself. Hate it or love it, I've always been me. And, I always cut straight to the chase. I'm not trying to delay it for later. So what keeps me motivated is basically my future children, providing a nice and decent life for my future offspring. No, I do not have any kids on the way. Yes, I'm super, super young, but that is what keeps me motivated. I had not a rough life, but a uh, lower than average financial upbringing. And I would like to provide a better upbringing financially, spiritually, mentally for my future children. That is what keeps me motivated. I'm not a flashy person. I didn't grow up with much. Therefore, being an athlete allowed me to not necessarily need to have charisma, to be the center of attention, but just being a dominant athlete allowed me to make friends, and then just being myself, making music also allowed me to make friends, rap battles, things of that nature. That helped out a lot with bringing people together, wanting me to either write a rap, maybe write a song, or talk sports, play sports. So there was many different outlets for me, although I wore the same 5 sweaters every week. And I literally would never show any of my t-shirts. I would just wear sweaters every week. People already knew what sweaters I was gonna have Monday through Friday. And literally I would just alternate that from summer to winter. Sweater, sweater, sweater. It was hoodie season every season for me. And literally one pair of shoes throughout the entire year. So you learn to not really be someone who needs to have the latest sneakers. Growing up in New York, where everybody always got the latest sneakers as kids, they always had the newest shoes. Like, I didn't even know when the shoes were coming out because it wasn't a thing for me to even obtain. So what was the point of being updated on that type of stuff, you know? And then so for me, when I see the flashy car, although I do want it, and it does entice me when I'm driving and sitting in a new nice car. But when I get back in my car and it drives just as smooth, I realize, wow, I really don't need it. But in the moment, you may feel as though you do. And so where I'm at now in life, honestly, to be in a powerful place financially, especially if you're already debt free, it literally only takes 1 year. That is the honest truth. It truly only takes 1 year. It takes a year to buckle down, to not really care what people are doing, to not really care what people are spending, going out and partying. Honestly, I haven't partied for a little over a month, and I'm about to go out tomorrow. But at the end of the day, that's something that I can do now because I've put in the groundwork. A lot of the times I didn't care to go out. A lot of the times I didn't care to spend money. A lot of the times when I saw my bank account less than 10K, I was in severe grind mode. Like, it was an emergency alarm bell going off in my head. Like I said, people are habits of nature. What you're used to and what you're accustomed to is what you will have. If you're only used to $1,000, that's what you'll have in your bank account. But if I'm used to at minimum 20K, 30K, 40K, 100K in my bank account, then that is what I will grind and strive for before I can do anything else. Before I can even be at peace, I must have that. And when you must have that, you will have that. And so it's all about literally your innate instinct of what you believe you should have. You know how much money you are comfortable having in your account. That is how much money you will continue to have in your account until it is uncomfortable for you. And that is just the honest truth. You understand? The times where I increased my spending habits took a lot of regression and a lot of constantly improving on it. For example, like I would say, the first, I don't know, 5,000 that I got was kind of like a shock. I didn't realize that I had $5,000 in my account at 18 working at Domino's, because I was just saving money. And one day I just checked my bank account and boom, $5,000. I kept on working, kept on working, kept on working, 8,000, 10,000. As soon as I got to 10,000, something just kicked in me. It was around my birthday. And I said, wow, I just need to get this MacBook to celebrate for getting to 10K. So I realized my comfortable barrier was at 10K. What happened after that? I went to a big college, spent 13,000 that year, and did not have a part-time job for that first semester. I learned the lesson real quick. College takes a lot of money, and I'm gonna work part-time in order to not graduate with debt. So that's what I did. Graduated college with $400 in my bank account and no debt. So I lost $10,000 twice at that point. Then I go back to New York City, get a job at Amazon, which transfers me all the way to Columbus, Ohio. At this point, I have saved away 10 grand plus, and then I had to buy a car because in New York, you never needed a car, but now I need one. So I spent 15K on a car. So boom, another 10K gone just like that. Then I had to pay off the car loan, which took me about 8 months. And so the 10K still wasn't gone. Then I got a 2-bedroom apartment within the month of moving to Columbus. And for whatever reason, I don't know how I saved up the money that I saved up, but it went straight to my first house. And honestly, I do know how I saved up. I worked. And I did party a lot, to be honest with you, but it was very frugal partying. So I would go out every weekend, but I would buy drinks outside of the bar. Very, very cheap margaritas, $3 margarita bottles, and I would buy 2 of them. I'm telling y'all how to be cheap, so listen up. And I would basically spend $6 on alcohol, and then when I would go to the club, I would just order 1 drink, and that would be it for the night. So I would probably spend right around $10 on another drink, so about 16 bucks on alcohol total. I don't really buy alcohols for ladies or guys, unless I know them. And, at that point, I was kind of new to the city, so I wasn't really buying anybody drinks. Sometimes, once in a while, people would buy me drinks, but, it was just out there, have fun, dance, get a number or two, and then boom, right? Like, fellas, take some notes. You don't always need to buy drinks to get numbers. But that's neither here nor there, and that's not what this channel is for. But essentially, okay, you're spending $16 every weekend, not including gas, right? A lot of the clubs in Ohio is free, so I didn't have to pay a door fee. Understand that I'm spending about $70 a month on entertainment. I didn't have the Netflix. I didn't have the cable TV. All I had was internet in the house where I would watch streaming shows and YouTube mostly on my days off if I wasn't working. And I love to cook, so I would cook. And I was reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad at the time, amongst understanding my new job and just loving it. And after about 10 months, actually around 11 months, I was able to buy my first property. From there, money going again, going to the Army, sell the car, stack up. This time, I got right around 20, 30K, come back home, buy my second property. Now I'm in grind mode again because I'm broke. I put everything I had into both my homes each time that I had it. And it was time to grind again. I had less than 2,000 in my account and I was in panic mode. That means I wasn't going out. That means I wasn't doing anything. That means I literally could only see work. And it was like being a zombie. Honestly, anytime my bank account is that low, literally time flies like this because it's as if I don't have to speak to nobody. I don't talk to nobody. I don't go out on dates. I don't see people. And to be honest, it's always been very, very peaceful that way for me. And yeah, I just completely just shut everything off. It's grind mode. It's like nobody exists except the dollar signs. And that is exactly what I strive for until I get there. My periods of grinding is a lot different from most people because, again, most people are comfortable with $1,000 in their bank account. But for me, it might take several months to get to 20, 30,000. And so I am grinding, grinding, grinding until I get there. And everything else honestly does not matter. Once I do get there, it's like a sigh of release. I'm never stressed out about it, honestly. And it's just like, oh, hey, friends, how are y'all doing? Everybody's still doing good, still living their life. The only difference is my bank account is healthy and I'm ready to go. And another thing is, people never really cared about what I have, right? Like, a lot of my friends will just want to go and grab ice cream with me, literally, or go and grab a drink or play pool with me outside. I have a pool table in my house and they'll still invite me out to play pool, right? They'll invite me to like a beach party or a cookout. This doesn't require you to dress real fancy or do any of this stuff. A lot of my friends don't really care how you dress as long as you're a clean human being for the most part. Like, you could have ripped jeans, a hole in your shirt. We'll get you a shirt. We're that type of people. So, yeah, it was never a matter of whether or not, I had to impress someone to gain favor with them. No, like, as soon as I moved into this neighborhood too, my neighbors are amazing. Like, they don't care where I came from. They just care that I'm happy here and that everything is going the way that I want it and that I am a great contributor to this community. And so what I would say is, if you have friends that are telling you to go and get this, go and do that, and it doesn't benefit you financially, then they're probably not the right friends to be around. If you don't have friends that motivate you and to talk business, and you're in your 20s and 30s and 40s, and the only time they call you is to go out and party, you got the wrong set of friends. Granted, if you're doing the work, if they're doing the work, and y'all just never talk about money, okay, you might just have those friends for party friends. But you also have to have your business class friends that you hang out with and that you talk to regularly, because those are the ones that are going to push you to do more. I don't necessarily have people pushing me to do more. So, I mean, to each their own. I would honestly say most people don't want the push. Most people want the praise instead of the push, right? So you want to be praised for what you've already accomplished versus what you haven't accomplished yet. And so I completely understand that, but sometimes you definitely need that nudge. But only you can tell you what you need. If you tell yourself, listen, I need to work 2 jobs in order to get to this point in life, you will do it. But if you wait for somebody else to tell you it, it's not going to happen. It's not going to work. Nobody can tell you where you need to be. It's truly, truly up to you. So what motivates me, my future kids, my future family, honestly, being the best version of myself. I'm still learning, growing, and understanding the world as it is. I was writing music right before this, and I'm learning even things that I haven't thought about through my own music as I'm writing. And so You know, there's constant learning, constant developing, constant growth. I'm still under 30. And so, you know, it's a process. Where do I want to be? Where I want to go? You know, to get the new car, to get the new house is absolutely nothing. And I know that it's still going to be there 5, 6, 7 years from now. But what I can do today is add an extra $400, $100, $800 a month to my income moving forward. And I think that that is going to benefit me much more greatly than a liability at this point in my life, especially while I'm young. And that's how I think about it. And that is why I continue to work as hard as I do. And when I do hit a certain age, I'm going to have to set a number for myself, or I'll just keep investing and never really have fun. But once I do hit a certain age, I'll be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor and really, really be comfortable in that decision when $50,000 or $60,000 vehicles don't seem like much, or when $100,000 or $200,000 down payment on a $1 million house also doesn't seem like much. But until then, I'm going to keep grinding. I'm going to keep doing my thing until I really don't feel the burden of having a car that I would actually value. All right. If you like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You know I post every single day at 8 a.m. daily, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace.